Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. Today we have with us a very special guest, Eric Griffin. Eric is the Recreation Supervisor, has been with the City of Sanford for 13 years, and he works in the Parks and Recreation Department. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you very much, Lisa. It's always my pleasure to talk about soapbox derby.
Yes, so there you have it. So Eric is going to share with our listeners what is Soapbox Derby, number one, and the awesome program that we have here at the City of Sanford. It's called Soapbox Derby. That's right. You heard it here first on the City of Sanford podcast. Eric, can you share some history with our listeners about the Soapbox Derby?
You bet. First of all, we're the only city in Central Florida that has a Soapbox Derby program. That puts Sanford on the map. The Soapbox Derby is one of the longest-running youth events in the country. This will be their 82nd year this July when they host the World Championships. In Sanford locally, we're in our 31st year thanks to our former Recreation Director, Mike Kirby. The Soapbox Derby, a lot of people get confused with the Pinewood Derby that the Boy Scouts do, but it's the same principle. It's just that these are full-size gravity-powered cars that the kids actually ride in. And the Derby Park was founded in 1993 in Sanford with the help of private enterprise funding the event. And it is one of the first and still one of the few permanent derby tracks in the world. Before they built Derby Park, they raced the first 4 years on 1792 right in front of Winn-Dixie.
I heard about that. Note, if you folks have driven into Sanford, you'll recognize there's a little bit of slope to that, right, as you're coming into town?
Indeed, and Winn-Dixie was very helpful in us forming Derby Park, as a matter of fact, when it came time to form the park.
So?
Yes, indeed.
Where is Derby Park now known as Mike Kirby Park? Maybe you can share a little bit of history behind that. Name change?
Absolutely. The actual physical address is 2199 Oregon Avenue in Sanford. It's behind the Coles over in Sanford. The Derby Park was originally named Derby Park when it was founded in 1993, and the Mike Kirby that started the Soapbox Derby program as their then recreation director just retired last November after 37 years of service to the city. And to commemorate that, we thought it fitting that since he started the Soapbox Derby program, developed the park, that it only be honored in his name. So as of February 2nd, Derby Park is now known as Mike Kirby Park.
And the address again is 2199 Oregon Avenue in Sanford. And for our listeners, Eric, can you share that this is for what age group? Let's share that right at the top so people can understand it's not just for 7-year-olds.
Correct. It's a very broad age group, and it's for boys and girls both. So from 7 to actually 20 between the three divisions. Each division has a different starting age, but ultimately from 7 years old until 20 years old, you can run in the Soapbox Derby. And the cars, you do not run within an age group, you run within a division. And a 7-year-old just has as much chance as a 13-year-old in the stock division, as an example.
Okay. And what does a car look like? What is it made out of? It's not, there's mechanics to it, but there's no gas, right? No engine. It's all on human power?
It's all stored energy. It's not even human power.
It's
stored energy.
Okay.
It's the force of gravity going down a hill. And the cars are all weighted equally within a division, so a larger child that running against a smaller child doesn't have an advantage due to the fact that all cars are brought to the same weight for within that division. Mm-hmm. And then it comes down to actually the mechanics of the car, of aligning it to go straight down the track, driving it straight. It's basically drag racing without an engine. You're trying to go straight down the hill.
Right. And how far is that distance, by the way?
At Derby Park, we're just under 800 feet for our actual from the starting line to the finish line.
Yeah, I've done that. It's pretty far, and it is a lot of fun.
Young and old
I'm not
alike.
20, but we did it for the Citizens Academy, and the folks that attended the Citizens Academy Rec Division were able to do the Soapbox Derby. So that's a little
even the
plug
adult
for the
event
Citizens
when we have our adults out. They do enjoy it. So, like I say, you never seem to outgrow Derby.
Right. Now, can do they build their own soapbox derbies? Do we have loaners? How does that work? Does it cost anything?
The Derby has 3 different kits for the 3 different divisions. There's a stock division, super stock, and masters. The masters being the older division for children from the ages of 10 to 20. But they are a kit that takes anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to assemble, except the masters division that takes sometimes more like 20 hours just because you have to assemble the body. But the other 2 divisions are very easy to do. It's all pre-drilled. It's all bolted together with standard tools and standard hardware. The kids are encouraged, and that is part of the program, is to get an adult and a child working together on this and learning the tools, the collaboration. So it's very easy to do, very easy to put together. We have never refused a child in Sanford for any reason that they whether it's economics or whatever. We have loaner cars that we would loan to the children. We have everything they need to race. We will sponsor them if they can't afford the race day entry fee for that day. So it's always about us making sure that the kids go down the track. That is what this is about. And obviously, like I say, it is encouraged as a family event. We do want adult participation because you form a team where the adults are the pit crew and the children obviously are the racers. And we go on to that in that we have our Super Kids division, it's called, nationally and locally, and it's made for challenged children that have some sort of challenge in their life. And we have pilot drivers and dual position cars where each one of those children can go down the track regardless of what their ability is. And that is very rewarding when you see the smiles on their faces. And I'm not really sure of any sport that runs the gamut of any age child and any physical or any kind of challenge that they may have where they can compete and do this all in one sport.
Mm-hmm. It's a great opportunity for all at Soapbox Derby in Sanford. And so you said it started in 1933 in Akron, Ohio, and this year is the 82nd running of the All-American Soapbox Derby?
In Akron, Ohio, at the World Championships, correct.
And we do participate?
Oh, every year we send a great delegation of people from the local city championship race as well as our local racers that qualified in the rally division.
And what does that mean, qualify in the rally division?
The rally division is where you have monthly races around the country. You can race in any city in the country that's having a rally to earn points, but the points only apply within your actual district. We're Region 7, so you're competed against everyone else in Region 7 for the top 8 slots to go to Akron in the rally division by the number of races you've gone to and your finishes at those races.
And when is that? When is the All-American Soapbox Derby in Akron? What time of year?
It's always in July, and this year it'll be July 20th.
Okay.
And our local race here, our city championship race to determine our 3 local winners, will be May 11th this year at Derby.
All right, and we have Park. 6 world champions from Sanford?
We have 6 former world champions that have become world champions from Sanford right here at our track. This is your first step for the 1,000-mile journey to become a world champion.
And this is so impressive. Did you hear that, folks? We have 6 world Soapbox Derby champions from Sanford, Florida. So we're talking big time here at our Soapbox Derby racetrack, right?
We do have and the good thing about, not only will you learn the Soapbox Derby here, but this local Soapbox Derby is a giant family, if you will, where everyone involved is interested in everyone doing well. It's not about keeping secrets and doing something that will get you an advantage. It's about sharing your knowledge for the greater good of everyone that's racing to try to race the whole program here. The local program here in Sanford is very well renowned. People want to come from around the country to race here. We hold races from September through April once a month, and then we have our local championship in May. The season starts over in August, so our season runs from August until July each year. But we're one of the must race places for the people that are washed in the wool of Derby. Our biggest race is one of our holiday races, usually on the weekend after Christmas, whether that's New Year's weekend or not. They come from around the country, and we can get usually upwards of 12, sometimes even 15 different states of people that have driven to take advantage of our good weather here in Sanford, as well as compete in the soapbox derby.
So that's a little bit of an economic impact, I would say.
Absolutely.
On this region.
Yes, indeed. We bring in a lot of people even our monthly races. They come from far away to normally 6 to 8 states just for even a local race.
Really? And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but we are an outstanding race city, outstanding derby directors, 11 of 15 favorite race city awards the city of Sanford has won, and amongst another whole slew of various recognitions, 19 of 30 years total. So we're superstars in soapbox derby, correct?
I would say that that's true.
Pat your own back.
We've had 3 different directors here in the Sanford program. First of all, we had Mike Kirby, then we had Norm Perry, and then I took over for Norm Perry. Each of us has been awarded an outstanding derby director from the national organization, and then in addition to that, they stopped giving out the award, but they gave out 15 favorite race city awards over the years, and we took 11 of those 15 awards. When the racers, when they get to Akron to compete in the World Championship, they would vote on who their favorite race city is, and 11 of 15 times that award was offered, it went to Sanford, right here at
Florida.
Kirby Park.
Congratulations on that. That's wonderful. And the not only is it fun, but I believe that it helps students and young people learn about the STEM program: science, math, physics, engineering, math. Correct, Eric?
Absolutely. They have partnered with the public broadcasting, and they do have a program out there that they are getting out into the schools that is a science, technology, engineering, and math, your STEM program. And it's a very hands-on program, and once again, it's your parent working with the child and learning all of these skills and then applying these skills as they're having fun derby racing as well.
So let's reiterate to our listeners out there, if you've not heard of, if you're the one person out there or two who have not heard about Soapbox Derby in Sanford, please make plans to come out this weekend. It's a wonderful activity for families. And Eric, how can people find out more information about Soapbox Derby if they want to follow up and do some research?
The Central Florida Soapbox Derby has their own website that's in conjunction with the national organization, but there's also a link on the sanfordfl.gov site to where you can get information from our own city website, and there's a link that gets you over to the Central Florida Soapbox Derby website that has our schedule. It has all of the other information, which in turn can link you to the national website that has everything you need to know about Derby that might not be on our site as well.
Right, so this is for boys and girls, 7 to 20 years old. So
absolutely. And then, like you just alluded to, this Saturday, April 27th, will be our Super Kids race from about 9 in the morning till noon, and it is free to the public. We encourage you to come out and see these children going down the hill, and then immediately following that, then we have a free lunch and awards for all the children, and we also honor all of the volunteers that are there that day with the free lunch as well.
That's this Saturday, folks, at 2199 Oregon Avenue. And if you want to find something unique to do with your kids, come out this Saturday. If you've not seen the Soapbox Derby, it would be a great opportunity to be a spectator and then, maybe pick up this hobby and do something more with your family, with your son, with your daughter, or your neighbor's kids. Just share the information, because I can tell you from viewing it for the first time when I saw it, it's really, really neat and a lot of fun. So, and safe and just a great opportunity for our young people in Sanford. So is there anything else, Eric, that you'd like to add about Soapbox Derby?
I'll talk all day about Soapbox Derby, as you well know. But I just want to reiterate this is a family activity where you are competing, or not actually competing, but you're there with your child all day long. You're not on the sidelines watching them compete. You are going over with them various strategies and what they think would work and what you think would work. And that's what's always been rewarding with me, not only when my children raced, but now my love of the Derby, seeing it go out to everybody else that's doing that as well. So once again, I have the cars, I have everything you need to race. It's just I need parents willing to bring their children out and be a part of our organization.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Wonderful, Eric. We are so happy to share this information with our listeners out there. City of Sanford's Eric Griffin, Recreation Supervisor for the Parks and Recreation Department. Another great amenity for the City of Sanford, Soapbox Derby at the Mike Kirby Park. 2199 Oregon Avenue. You can find more information about Soapbox Derby on our city website, sanfordfl.gov. Just put in a search, Soapbox Derby. It'll pull up all the information that you need to know. We underscore the importance of having fun with families and with your family in the City of Sanford, and this is another great opportunity to do just that. Well, thank you for listening. This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. Don't forget you can find this podcast, Sanford Says, on our city website, sanfordfl.gov/podcast. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, and now iHeartRadio. Isn't that awesome? Well, thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time.